What's up, everybody? Welcome back. I'm Abe. This is EVE Online, and we're going to get into some of the tutorials. We're just going to start from the beginning, and we're going to go to training simulations. As I said in my previous video, these are, I think, very important to do in this game. Maybe you're the type of person that can jump into a game and just know how to do everything innately, but as an example of what you're just going to have to know off the top of your head is you're going to have to know and remember all of your flight controls. So we're talking from driving in a vehicle, targeting in that vehicle, and I'm not even talking about your spaceship, regular targeting and all of the hotkeys associated with it, flight throttle, flight thrust, flight rotation, mouse controls. I mean, it's staggering. So this is a great way to acquaint yourself with your controls before you're flying your actual ship, which I think is worth doing, and if you're returning to the game, this is something that you might want to do anyway. So let's start with basic flight. We'll start the tutorial, and they've got us in a, I think what's a Cobra Mark III to start. Maybe it's just a Sidewinder. Actually, I think it's just a Sidewinder.
Anybody in there? Hey, pilot.
I like how
You look like you got yourself in a fix. Your ship's so dead in the water, I almost mistook it for one of these asteroids.
I don't have any power in my ship, but my radio still works. Well, it looks like I got a couple red lights that work too.
You wouldn't last long out here in your current predicament.
Alright. So they're going to send over a repair limpet or drone. These are not available in the game as far as I'm aware.
Okay, your power's back up and
But if you look up in the upper left corner, there's some communications there.
Basic drive functionality now.
This is what your basic heads-up display will look like.
Go ahead and set your throttle, Commander.
Set my throttle. Alright, so let me move the mic. It tells you in the middle of the screen here and up in the upper right corner what your key is to do what they're asking you to do.
It's not like I have anything more.
Alright, so it says joystick Z-axis. Now, generally speaking, your joystick Y-axis is going to be front and back. Your joystick X-axis is going to be left and right. And Z, well, Z will be like rotating in the middle, right? And if your joystick doesn't do that, Z-axis will be probably on the throttle. So one way that you can do this is you immediately hit escape, go into options, controls, and let's see here, flight throttle. So I've got it set to my joystick Z-axis, and I've got 0% speed set to X, or button 1, which, because I am aware of what my controls are, I know that button 1 is not the trigger on my actual joystick. I'm going to show you my throttle here. This is my throttle, and as I move it forward and back, that will be the Z-axis on the joystick, and there's a button just under here that I set to X, essentially, to allow me to just stop myself by tapping that button. So they keep telling me to use Z-axis. See, it goes, it just keeps telling you what you're supposed to do. So they want me to move the throttle up.
Well, that's a result.
They want me to move the
We might
throttle
just get
back.
Rust bucket space worthy. Drone repair sequence is still running
And
on
then
your
I'll
ship.
zero it out.
You're
It's
lucky
not
to have
incredibly...
these things. They're not what you'd class as standard equipment.
Yeah, it's not entirely clear on my throttle what zero is. As you feel it, there's no like notch that it settles into at zero, so just somewhere in the middle. Joystick Y-axis, like I talked about, is sort of the front and back, so I'm just tipping it forward. I'm pulling it back.
Okay, you should be able to give it a try now. Spin your ship on its central axis using your roll controls.
And that's X-axis, again, like I said, that's left to right on the joystick.
You should be good to go. Yaw is back online now. Why don't you try pivoting your ship from side
Alright,
to
so
side?
now this is where my controls are, right? Yours you may be on a gamepad, you may be on a controller, you may have a joystick and a throttle like this, maybe you're on a mouse and keyboard, but whatever it is, set it up in the controls here. They want you to yaw to the left, and if you are on keyboard, you can see my default is A for left, and yaw is just turning left to right as opposed to rotating left to right. I've also set one of the hand positions on my throttle here. I've just got a little nub or a hat switch, and if I push that left and right,
That's it, Commander. It would appear you have a
you can see that that turns me
Sidewinder on your hands.
left to
We're
right
taking
in yaw.
chances, though. You best get that ship into dock for repairs.
So alright, so
There's an
the
outpost nearby. See if you can make it there.
you see the little orange triangle now? It says target. normally you would just, orange rectangle.
Time to introduce myself.
I must have
My
scratched
name's
my arm
Blaine.
somewhere.
Something of a
You won't get
freelance
something that's
service
labeled
part.
target quite like
This
that.
could be
So
lucky
I can use
break for both
T
of us.
or
I've been
joystick
looking for a
4.
business partner.
If
Someone
I
to
don't
help me with
remember,
potentially
if I don't have
lucrative
T,
ventures. And you need someone to take you under their wing.
yep, show me the ropes.
So to speak.
All right, so
I have to say,
if you're trying to figure out where your
I'm
button
strange
is,
like
another
this.
way to do this is, so we're
I think
looking
you
at
owe me one.
targeting.
The least you can do is buy me a Levy and brandy. I'll see you
There we
at the
go.
outpost,
We go into
Commander.
targeting, and there it is. It's telling me what it was just telling me, T and joystick 4. I don't remember which one joystick 4 is. So what I can do is I can just select this and start hitting buttons until I find it. It looks like I found it on the first try. But I've got a button on my throttle that is also joystick 4. I've got a joystick 4 button, I think, maybe on my joystick itself. But you can just toggle. So like if I'm clicking around, I'm like, well, what about this button? Oh no, that's already bound to silent running. Okay, I don't want to do that. Well, what about this switch? Joystick 25. Nope, that's not what I want. There it is, joystick 4. Okay. So once you've figured that out, I'm going to hit cancel just so I don't accidentally change my controls. You can hit your target button, and you can see a target down in the lower left corner. See how it says Industrial Outpost? That's what you currently have targeted, and as I click through, that's it. I can target the person who is talking to me, Tanya Blaine, and the there we go. Alright. Navigate your ship through to the target. So I've got it here. The tutorial doesn't mention anything else, so I'm not going to talk about the pips to my engine. I'm not going to talk about the afterburner. It just wants me to navigate my ship using the commands they've taught me, which is rolling, right, pitch, or yaw. Yaw is a very slight and subtle sort of left to right motion, so don't rely on that for incredible maneuverability. Your best tools are going to be roll and pitch. So, all right, you see a 3D representation of the thing that you're going at, this industrial outpost right next to it. Here, looks like the other ship is out of range, so I can't target them. But all right, so yep, I targeted ahead. And let's see. Objective completed. So I'm going to slow down because I don't want to run into it. And that's it. So that's the first tutorial as basic flight. It's really what it says. So you don't have to worry about blowing up your ship. If you blow it up, they'll start the mission over. It's really just a sort of, if you've seen The Matrix, you've seen a training sequence where they just throw you in, nothing matters really. And you can just sort of learn the ropes. So that's basic flight, and it is just what it says. It teaches you how to pitch, roll, yaw, move forward, maybe move backwards if you're so inclined, and to target the thing that's in front of you. And that's pretty much it. So in the next video, we'll get into the next tutorial and or the next training video, and we'll just go from there. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.